Well. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing good. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Football Fridays here on 413 Sports Talk. Today's Friday, August 19th, 2022, and this is episode number 419. Yeah! We've much to talk about, friends and family, as we are set to discuss drama in last night's WNBA playoffs. We are also going to talk Bears Seahawks, and I'll break down that game as well and let you know what I think about that. Rookies were looking good. Bayless Jones Jr. out of Tennessee, who plays for the Bears, did exceptionally well. I think he showed better route running ability last night. It was one thing, and it was right off rip. He must have been working good. He must have been working on that in practice. Anyway, we're gonna start the show now. Tomorrow is the day for the Western Mass High School football season preview 22 drop. But as you know, we already explained that there could potentially be a setback. Unfortunately, we won't have a power rankings leak for today, but you will be able to see that within the coming days. We're working hard to get that together, and I'm trying to get a day off too, which is going to come soon because work is work. But anyway, Deshaun Watson will serve 11-game suspension, pay $5 million after the settlement was reached between the NFL and the NFLPA. Jacoby Brissett will be Cleveland's starter, and now the clock is ticking for the Cleveland Browns to try to go after Jimmy G. Last quarterback on the free agent market who has experience. He's got 2 rings, and even his regular season play has been pretty decent, enough to where I would feel comfortable with Jimmy G on most NFL teams right about now. CT Sun led Dallas by 20 at the half and continued to clutch shooting in the second half, and they survived on, count them, 8 offensive rebounds in the entire game. They won game 1, 93-68. Jewel Lloyd, that's my girl right there. The Seattle Storm was clutch in the fourth, but taking a tough shot. It was a 2. It was kind of close to the top of the key. Maybe that way a little bit. She hit a tough basket over there and then caused Washington to kind of like hit the ball out of bounds. And they won game 1, 86-83. It was a bit more tight, and the refs were a bit more unfair as well. Chicago Bears, they coughed it up 4 times. Nathan Peterman, halfback, he did it twice, but still managed to win 27-11 in Seattle. And that's it for the news. And now we're going to talk WNBA playoffs. MVP was the chant for Breanna Stewart with a dominant performance. She's always looking for ways to improve her game, and this season her efforts culminated in a few more career milestones. Seattle forward led the WNBA in scoring for the first time in her career, averaging 21.8 per, and was named AP WNBA Player of the Year for the second time in a row, also becoming the first WNBA player to do that. Fast forward to last night's game, Storm vs. Mystics. We had Deladon, we had Sue Bird, we had Breanna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd, and they were all ready for this one. All the stars were out. The series is a best of 3, and for the Mystics, Miss Deladon led all players with 26 points. But she would come up short on that end thanks to Seattle's Jewel Lloyd. And her late game heroics, hitting the clutch jumper and then forcing the ball out of bounds. It was a tight game, but it was a victory in Seattle's favor, 86-83. One more victory, and this series is wrapped up. Let's talk the next games. Connecticut Sun 93, Dallas Wings 68. This one was very one-sided fair indeed. The homie, Jonquel Jones, was on her A game as usual. Very efficient from the field. She dropped a cool 19, grabbed 8 boards, threw 3 dimes out, got a block, and shot 50% from both the floor and the 3. Very great game. And it was all in 25 minutes work, too. So that's kind of what really made it even more sweet. It was a good thing in my eyes when the bench got to see the good minutes as the Sun pulled away at the beginning of the third and then just throughout the whole fourth quarter. One more win and Connecticut advances. And that's it for WNBA playoffs. Check back with us tomorrow. You will have more review, insight, scores, whatever on the second games in the round 1 series. Anyway, NFL preseason, Chicago Bears 27, Seattle Seahawks 11. Hey, it's just preseason, right? Pete Carroll and the 12s will get together and get back to their winning ways. I mean, don't you think so? Well, you need a quarterback for that. A good one, and not to say the jury is out on Drew Luck playing well and or Geno Smith, but I can't help but think if I was in Seattle, I think it's time to worry. They traded Russell Wilson, failed to get Baker Mayfield or Jimmy G. They really did nothing about the quarterback position in the draft. This was just an exhibition game, I know, but if you cannot be competitive against the lowly Chicago Bears, then you most definitely are at the bottom of the basement in the NFL. Not to mention they finally did something in regards to the halfback situation, which was cool, drafting Michigan State's Kenneth Walker III at the top of the second round. Chris Carson just retired, as you know, the neck injuries has forced him out of football. It's very, very, very unfortunate. Rashad Penny, you know how long it took him to develop, and he was a first-round pick. Not a lot of people know that too. We're done waiting on you, buddy. You can ride the bench. And some guy named DJ Dallas, who's been having an okay preseason, from what I've heard. That's about all I got for running backs. But realistically, there's too many holes, and a suspect defense who saw the likes of NFL starters Bobby Wagner and KJ Hill go elsewhere in the offseason. I'd say it's going to be a mighty long year for that group. And for the fans of the Seahawks as well, honestly. I'd say job security is an area of concern for head coach Pete Carroll, but he seems to think not. Opposite, and then that's the least of his worries. Drew Lock struggles and his team doesn't make the playoffs. I can see Carroll getting the boot and GM John Snyder being placed on the hot seat. He had an okay draft this year, so they might not nix him, but you never know. And that's it for the NFL preseason, our lone game last night. Moving on to Major League Baseball, I had St. Louis Cardinals over the Colorado Rockies 13-0. Texas 10, Oakland 3. Houston Astros 21, Chicago White Sox 5. Milwaukee 5, LA Dodgers 3. Chicago Cubs 3, Baltimore 2. Arizona Diamondbacks 5, San Fran Giants nothing. Pittsburgh 8, Red Sox 2. Toronto 9, Yankees 2. Tampa Bay 7, Kansas City 1. Atlanta 3, New York Mets 2. And Washington 3, San Diego Padres 2. That's it for MLB, and that's it for episode 419 of 413 Sports Talk. Raheem Escalade is your host. Love you all. Wishing up health, wealth, and success. And remember, we are getting the Western Mass High School football season preview together, so please bear with us as we might take a little bit longer than normal. I hope you all enjoy your day, and make sure you hug your loved ones.